How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. I wanted to talk to you today about a penny stock that has a lot of buzz behind it right now. I'm guessing you might not have heard about it yet, though, because I just heard about it today. A lot of people are talking about it in my Patreon group. A lot of people are talking about it on Reddit. Barely anyone has mentioned it on YouTube. And it is a genomics company, a biotech company that I think could possibly be picked up by Ark Invest soon. They just got bought up by Vanguard. They are a major competitor to one of the largest holdings at Ark Invest because after some recent publications, they have come out 20 times cheaper than the alternative and work better than the alternative company. So just right off the bat, this is going to be a penny stock video. The stock is sitting at $1.20 right now. And you have to be ready to lose your money on this one because it's very high risk, very high reward. If it falls down, I would not think that that's out of the question. And if it goes up 400% in the next few days, I don't think that's out of the question either. I would keep in mind when you would sell this and when you would buy it and everything like that before getting into it. So that way you're not running on an emotional roller coaster as you buy this company. So I'll give you my thoughts on it. I did end up just buying it. So hopefully I can get this video out to you before the market closes. I know a lot of people get worried right when I post a video, right when the market closes, that they won't be able to get in time. So we're doing it a little bit earlier today. The company is up 37% today so far, but I think it has a lot of room to run. So if you guys like this, please leave a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. Please hit subscribe if you haven't already done that. It helps out the channel a lot. If you guys want to know exactly when I buy and sell, by the time that I'm done just filming this video, the stock could be up 20, 30%. So if you want to know right when I buy and sell a stock, you can check out the link down below to Patreon. And if you want to buy on the same platform that I buy my stocks on, you can check out WeBull. They allow you to trade up until 8 p.m. So if you're in the US, you can sign up for that. So definitely check that out down below. So let's take a look. The company is BNGO and it's Bionano Genomics. So I've just seen one video really on YouTube breaking down the company, and it is from the Walrus Street. So shout out to him because he was on this a couple days ago. The company is up 38% today. It's been moving up a lot over the last week, and that's because they've had a lot of good news that has come out. The thing is, though, investors aren't necessarily pouring through scientific journals every day. I know that since college, I have not done that, but they've been getting a lot of press in these journals. So a lot of the big funds have people that are specifically looking into sectors like biogenetics that probably have a nice background in that and are able to pick out companies that make sense. Most of us aren't that lucky to understand it at a deep level, so that is what I'm going to try to help you with today. So what do? They map genomes. So they have this product. It's called the Sapphire. They say that they are able to do something that no one else is able to do. They say they provide essential genetic information no other technology can provide to help advance greater understanding of genome biology. Bionano's next generation mapping combines proprietary nanochannel arrays with optical mapping to image extremely long, high molecular weight DNA. They say this technology enables unparalleled structural variation sensitivity. Now, just looking at it, you can see they have their main product here, the Sapphire. They have a couple different things, though, that they sell. So they have these Bionano chips that are necessary for this to happen, for them to have the product. They have these prep kits. They have data solution. So they have a couple different products. They have the service. They have the consumables. They have the system itself. So it is kind of a nice model to see that they have some reoccurring revenue. Now, what's important is what's been happening in publications. So this is December 23, and I'll give a shout out because the video that I mentioned on YouTube had this in there, and a couple people mentioned this in my Discord server. This was from a publication by the Study of Human Genome Structural Variation Consortium. PACB's sequencing system only detected 72% of the large SVs that Bionano's optical genome mapping detected. So this is across a number of different human genomes. They had a very large sample size. I won't break down too much of this side, but you can see the cost of this method is estimated based on list pricing to be between $10,000 and $20,000 per genome, as opposed to the Sapphire, which is the company that we're talking about today, which costs less than $500 per genome. So they are 20 to 40 times more expensive and are essentially only detecting 72% of what Bionano's mapping is able to detect. So imagine I told you you could get a product that's 72% as good as another product and it costs you 20 to 40 times more. I'll get into some of the risks of this company in a second, but let's take a look at some of their ownership. So they have 44 institutional investors. They have about 153 million shares overall. The company is sitting right around $188 million market cap, so a very small market cap. But a large majority of their shares were just bought by Vanguard. So you can see Vanguard Total Stock Market Index Fund just bought over 5 million shares, which is a significant portion of the company. This was just about a month ago now. And I think that is interesting to see because it is their total stock market index, but that is still a large majority to buy. Now, the reason I say this is high risk, high reward, obviously with any company that's a penny stock like this, there's some high risk in it. Now, the reason that I think it is worth the risk is because of their massive ability to outperform one of their largest competitors. So PACB is probably their largest and most well-known competitor. I'll explain them in a second. But some of the risk is, first of all, they're going up against a very big company. They don't have very good financials right now. For runway, they have maybe a year's worth of runway. And they've been slowly declining since they IPO'd in 2018. They did dilute shares down here, so they needed more money to be able to get this finished product. And now you can see it's been moving up a lot since they've been published a lot in journals. I mean, just over the last month or so, they are up about 150%. So we're still catching it on the early side, I think, because there is a lot of potential here. Now, something to consider from the cash position too is if they run up a lot, which they have been, they could dilute shares more, which would help them on their cash a lot. I mean, we talked about NNDM a lot recently, and they are a prime example of this because they've been going up like crazy, and every time they seem to jump up significantly, they dilute shares. So they have a $1.2 billion market cap right now, and over half of their market cap they have in cash. They have over $650 million worth of cash. That is one thing that I would consider with this company is that the cash position, if the stock price goes up, doesn't really matter as much because they can offer more shares. Now, just some of the rumors that are happening right now, we obviously already have Vanguard. However, Simon Barnett from Ark Invest tweeted on December 24. He said he'd love to speak with E. Hamlin if possible. He's got lots of questions, and as always, he is keen to learn. He is a genetics analyst, sequencing, molecular diagnostics, SynBio, and bioinformatics at Ark Invest. Pretty interesting. He has 19.2 thousand followers, so he's got some clout. He's definitely got some people watching him, seeing what he's doing. And he was talking about Eric Hamlin, who is the CEO of Bionano. So people are thinking they might actually buy part of Bionano. They own a significant portion of their competitor, PACB. That's a Pacific Biosciences company we talked about before. This company is right around $5 billion. And I was looking at today, someone brought it up to me in a live stream that it moved down a lot today. And I was actually thinking about buying in because this company has experienced massive growth this year too. I mean, it's up 644%. And this company has a lot more revenue. They have a much larger system and network right now. But again, this other company is being able to produce a better product. And Lucid Tracking shows us, this is a company that I use, or a website I use to track Ark Invest, that Ark Invest has a large portion of money in PACB. So they own a lot. So they have across two different funds, ARK-G and ARK-K. They own $208 million in one fund and $547 million in another, for a grand total of about $755 million, which is more than a tenth of the company, which is kind of a pain usually because, as I understand it, They have to file some different forms when they own this much of a company. I mean, again, they own like 15 to 20% of the company. So they're taking a big bet on this. Who's to say they wouldn't buy a portion of Bionano? Now, if they bought, let's say they bought a tenth as much as they bought in PACB and they bought it in Bionano, they would own about 40%, somewhere around there, of the company. If they own that much, if they bought $75 million worth, which I don't think they would buy that much at first. A lot of the time with these penny stocks, they'll dip their toe in the water. I mean, look at Nano Dimensions. They might buy $1 million a day, but as soon as people see them buying, I think the price will skyrocket. Just take a look at NNDM. It's a different industry, but since Ark started buying it, it's been up a huge amount, and Ark has just continuously bought more and more. And you can see that just in September, it's up 500%. And it's just a massive increase that people have seen in this share price because of Ark Invest buying it. So Ark Invest has a lot of clout. If you don't know who they are, I talk about them a good amount. But I think that this company could provide a really good high risk, high reward play. Now, of course, like I said, you have to be ready to lose the money in this company because it is high risk, high reward. But it's a risk that I'm willing to take at this point because I see a lot of people being brought to this company. And I think whenever there is an increase in share price, we see this. But it's still a relatively new company that is getting a lot of recognition right now and is in a lot of papers. I mean, we've seen some consolidation a little bit since about noon today, but we've seen a lot of movements the last week. Like I said, be ready to lose it. But if I'm looking at when I would sell it, that's a tough one because if Ark Invest starts buying it, the stock price could go up 100 or 200% in a day without question. And I think I always like to stay on my toes. I don't like to set a number set in stone, but I would be looking at $4 to $5 a share, and maybe not even then, because for it to grow to be the same size as PACB, if they were the same market cap, that would send the stock up 20, 30x from where it is now. So I think it could easily grow to $1 billion company, which would be about $6 to $7 price per share. And that's just on some hype behind it. I think a lot of people could flock over to it, seeing some of the publications. This is kind of one of those things where it takes a while to hit the news because I think it is harder to digest than like some streaming stock that got a ton of new subscribers and grew by 60% revenue. I think it's a little bit different. So I'm not going to be worried if it falls down because there are going to be large fluctuations in price because it is such a low market cap. But if you guys want to know what I'm doing on a day-by-day basis, I might update my views on it. I would definitely stay dialed in to the channel. If you guys want, you can check out the Patreon down below. I tell you exactly when I buy and sell. So I told them that I bought around 1:30 p.m. So I tell you how much I buy and when I'm going to sell or what I'm thinking about in real time. So if you guys want that, if you have a large position in this or you want to start a large position and you want to talk about other people or to talk with other people about this, you can definitely check out the link. We have 1,200 people in there and a lot of people were talking about this. So thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you for hitting subscribe and like and checking out WeBull and checking out Patreon. I appreciate it. Thank you guys. And I will see you in the next video. If you want to see another stock that I've been buying recently, you can check out this video here. Thanks.